All right, gentlemen. So, a couple things before we get started. 1, you need a calculator. 2, this is a hard idea. 3, please do not come into my classroom yelling, screaming, and distracting me because you don't get it. Try your best. Maybe don't take notes the first time. Watch the whole video, then go back and redo the notes as you watch it. Maybe it'll help you make more sense. I know it's going to be hard, but that does not give you the excuse to throw a hissy fit in the hallway. Got it? Okay, let's get started. So lesson number 3, converting unit rates. You're going to want to write this down. And I would recommend keeping it in a location you can reference constantly. You'll notice as we go through this slide, through the notes, I have mine on every single slide so that I can reference it for myself. Oh, coffee. So that I can point things out. Write down. All right. That was supposed to be covered. Each relationship in the table before, so that table, that guy right there. That one right there. It's really difficult. That guy. That table right there. Can be written as a unit rate. A unit rate has a denominator of 1. So for example, 12 inches per foot, 16 ounces per pound, or 100 centimeters per meter. Notice how it's got whatever the word is, so inches and feet, technically 1 foot. The 1 foot's on the bottom because there's only one of them. There's 12 inches in 1 foot. There's 16 ounces in 1 pound. There's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So all of these need to have the denominator be a 1 to start with, okay? That's how we're going to get going. Moving forward. Let's try this problem. So a remote control car travels at a rate of 10 feet per second. How many inches per second is it? So first things first, I am going to start by identifying my original rate. So I have 10 feet per second. So 10 goes on top. I'm going to come with the feet because if you notice, bring your units, guys. Yes, bring your units. And then 1 second is on the bottom. Now, if you look, it wants to know inches per second. So my second, that denominator is not going to change, but I want to change my inches. Now, the way I'm going to set this up is probably going to be different than what you've seen before. It is going to be different, but I really need you to do it so that the harder problems make more sense. Comprende? Comprende? Okay. Since my second isn't changing, I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to leave them at the bottom, but I need to change it from feet into inches. So let's look at my chart. That's that first guy, right? I no longer want feet on my equation. And I know that if I have one thing on top, the other thing on the bottom, it'll cancel out. So like 3 divided by 3 equals 1, correct? We're aware of that. That's a logical thing. Well, in order to cancel out my units, because right, feet, inches, seconds, those are all units. In order to cancel that out, I have to do the exact same thing. So since my feet to start with is on top, I'm going to write my feet on bottom now. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about inches, so I want to put inches in its place. Again, I know it's weird. I'm not finished with the problem yet. Calm down. The idea is to cancel out any of my units. So the point of I'm trying to get rid of feet. So since I start with feet on top, I'm going to put feet on the bottom so that I can cross it out because of my 3 divided by 3. Keep reminding yourself of that. Feet over feet goes away. They're gone. Same general concept. Now you're like, but how does this work? I don't have an answer because we haven't gotten there yet. I need to put some numbers in place. That's why I didn't write those units right here. That's why I didn't write anything yet. All I've done so far is the units. Now I'm going to put some numbers into it. Okay, how many inches are in 1 foot? We know that in here with my measurement, I'm going to use these numbers. So I have 1 foot and 12 inches. Now, I'm going to take another color and show my progression. So I'm taking my feet divided by feet, they're gone. So my answer here on top, if you follow along, the only unit left is inches. If you follow on bottom, the only unit I have is seconds. Well, look at the units asked for my question. Inches per second. That was the goal. So we've got that. We've at least got our units. Yes, that's the hard part. Now I need to figure out what that number is. Well, if I have numbers on top, they're just going to multiply. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller, and my explanation color is black, sorry. So since my numbers are on top, 10 and 12, I'm going to multiply those together. And that's a pretty easy multiplication. Since it's with the 0, you just stick it on. Technically, you're multiplying the bottom as well, but what's 1 times 1? 1. Okay, that makes sense. So I should have 120 inches in 1 second. That's kind of fast. I mean, that doesn't seem that fast, but it pretty is. I mean, it's 10 feet per second. That's good speed. You're like, but this is crazy. Where's my answer? Your answer is 120 inches per second. That was only one example, guys. Let's keep going. We're going to convert 15 yards per hour into inches per hour. All right, let's start this again. What colors did I use? I start with purple. So yards per hour. I have 15 yards. I have 1 hour. Hard part done. Now I want to change that into inches per hour. So again, notice the hour and the hour doesn't change. So that's cool. I'm trying to change my yards. So since I start with yards on top, I have to get rid of yards on the bottom. Why on bottom? Remember, 3 divided by 3 equals 1. I'm canceling that out. Bye. Anything times 1 itself. Bye. Doesn't matter. Okay, so where do I see the word yards on my chart? Well, yards are in feet. I can't go from yards to inches. I have to go in order of my numbers. So here, since I have yards and feet, I have to put feet on top. Yes, I understand that doesn't answer the problem. It's going to take a couple times to get there. Bear with me. So far my yards are gone. But right now on top I have feet. See, look, feet. On bottom I have hours. Hours. Working on getting to inches. So I need to go some more. I want to get rid of feet. Oops, back up a second. Ignore that for a hot second. Next, I want to get rid of my feet. And since I already have this foot here, these amount of feet, I want to know feet per inches. So that one's at 12. So I want to get rid of that feet. Ooh, I don't want black, I want purple. And inches. I meant to just write inches. And if you look, feet are now gone again. Because I want on top, one on bottom. Let's look what we have. I have no units, no units. Inches! Woo! Hours, and that's it. We got our units done. Woo! All right, let's do our numbers now. Let's go back and do our numbers. Honestly, the hardest part, guys, is the units. Once you identify what units go where, it's just putting in numbers and multiplying or dividing. That's all this is today. We can do it. Okay, so I need yards and feet here. So I need to go back to my green. So let's go back to this one here. So 3 feet, so where I see the feet, I need to put a 3. And when I see the yards, I put a 1. Problem solved. Well, not all the way solved, but gotten there, worked on. Next I have inches and feet, so 12 inches and 1 foot. Since all of these numbers are on top, I'm going to multiply them all together. This is where the calculator part comes in. So I'm going to take 15 times 3 times 12. And yes, this is quite a large answer, but if you think about it, you're only going inches. Inches are like this big. In 1 whole hour, you're supposed to have a large number. I mean, think about it. If you only had like 5 inches per an hour, I don't even think a snail goes that slow. So yes, this should be a large answer. Handy dandy calculator. 15 times 3 times 12 should be 540. So it's going 540 inches per hour. That's a hard problem. Let's do another one. A swordfish can swim at a rate of 60 miles per hour. How many feet per hour is that? Okay, purple again. Miles per hour, that's what we're starting with. Does it matter if I take up that whole space? No. I'm just trying to set myself up so I know what's going on. So that's feet per hour. So again, my hour part's not changing. Yes. But I want miles into feet. So miles and feet are this one. Cool. I want to get rid of the miles, so the miles goes on the bottom. And if you look again at my chart's got miles per feet, so I can go ahead and do that and help me out because that's what I'm wanting here. Yes, miles out of here. So let's take a look on top. Unit, feet. Hey, that's what I need. I guess up. Let's look on the bottom. Just hours. Yes. Feet and hours. That's all I need. Yes. Okay, let's go back and put some numbers in. So 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Again, going to be a large number. Think about this, 60 miles. That's quite a lot of distance. That's pretty quick. That's fast. That's a lot of distance. So top together means I take my top number times my other top number. So here's your calculator. Like I said, it's a very large number. So I get 316,800 feet per hour. Next one. Marvin walks at a speed of 7 feet per second. How many feet per hour is that? Okay, let's start it up. 7 feet. Stop trying to identify changing that into typing. I don't want typing. Ooh, that was rough. You know, I'm going to fix this whole thing because it looks really rough. And we want things to look nice so we can read it. 1 second, because per second's 1 second. All right, now what am I changing it? Feet per hour. So this time my feet, my top is staying the same, but I need to change the denominator. So I need to go from seconds to hours. Okay, that's not on my chart here at all. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. So let's think about this. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There is 60 minutes in 1 hour. Same font, it looks smaller. Okay, so what I need to do is get rid of that seconds. So before I can go from seconds to hours, I have to go from seconds to minutes. And we identified that seconds is on bottom to start with, so I'm going to flip-flop it and get rid of it by putting it on top. And look, he's gone now. But I have feet per minute, and I want feet per hour. So I gotta do it again. Oh my gosh. I want to get rid of that minutes, so the minute's on the bottom, so I need to put it on top. And I have minute per hour. Now my minutes are gone. And on top I have feet. On bottom I have hours. Whew. That's what I'm wanting. Feet per hour. Yes. So let's go back and enter my information. So there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. And there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And again, if you look, all my big numbers are on top, so I'm just going to multiply them together. So I have 7 times 60 times 60. And yes, again, going to be a large number, gentlemen. I'm on the right page, sorry. Couldn't remember if I was on the right note page. So this guy, that's a lot of feet, can walk 25,200 feet per hour. All right, a gull, like a seagull, this type of bird, can fly at a speed of 22 miles per hour. So where to start? Miles per hour. Come on. Difficult computer this evening. About how many feet per hour can the gull fly? So identify that the hours are going to stay the same. Cool. But I need to go from miles to feet. Miles and feet are right there. I need to get rid of miles and put in feet. So I need to put my miles on the denominator and my feet on the numerator. My miles are now gone. And I have feet and I have hours. Good. So I need 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Again, all my numbers are on top, so I'm going to multiply them together. So 22 times 5,280. Again, very large number. And I get 116,160 feet per hour. All right, guys. Please pause video. The three of you need to try and work it out together if you can. Please. I lied. We gotta talk about this one. Should have given you the last one. Oh well. An Amtrak train travels at 125 miles per hour. Convert the speed to miles per minute around to the nearest tenth. Okay, so miles per hour. And I want to know miles per minute. So my miles isn't changing, but my time is. And then, again, we know that I'm already in terms of hours, and I need to go to minutes, so I don't need seconds, but we know that they're on there. So 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour. So I need to get rid of hours, so hour needs to go on top. And I need to get minute in its place. And then I go look, and my hour gone here, and my hour's gone here, so now I have miles on top. And I have minute on the bottom. That's what I need. Go back and put your numbers. Now this one's different, because if you notice, it's 1 mile on top per 60 minutes. So this is why I didn't want you to do this one on your own, because you probably got to this point and you're like, well, what do we do? Since it's on the bottom, it's like a division problem. That's what that giant line is, just division. It's a bunch of division problems. I'm going to take 125 divided by 60. I get the decimal. But it tells me to run to the nearest tenth. So this train travels about 2.1 miles per minute. I don't know why it's doing this. I haven't cut my nails. Usually it does this when my nails are too long because it's not connecting with my fingertip. Weird. All right, gentlemen. This is the last problem. But it's also a little difficult. No yelling at me. You can do it. The average speed of one team in a relay race is about 10 miles per hour. What is the speed in feet per second? This is why it's difficult. I'm changing both. We can do it. Start like we've been starting. I'm going to scroll down just a smidge because I'm going to need my whole computer space for this one. So miles. I need to write my 10. That's funny. Per 1 hour. And then, honestly, it doesn't matter which way you start. You can start by getting rid of the miles, or you can start by getting rid of the hours. I like to think of the one that's going to be the easiest. So I have to go here from miles to feet, which is this guy. But in here, I have to go from hours to seconds. So before I can do that, we know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour. So before I can go from hours to seconds, I have to do that double jump. So I think it's just a little bit easier to start with the one that has one jump. So let's go that way. If you went and do the other one first, doesn't matter, get you the same answer. I'm just trying to give you a good starting spot. So again, miles per feet is a little bit easier than hours to seconds. So let's start with that. So I need to get rid of my miles. So miles go on the bottom and feet go on top. And then I'd go and look. I need to scoot that over a little bit because there's a lot of feet in that. And I say, okay, miles and miles. So now I have feet, and that's what I want here, so we're good to go. Now I need to go from my hour to my minute. Hour is currently on the denominator, so I need to put it on the numerator to get rid of it. One on top, one on bottom. So hour to minute. And again, one on top, one on bottom. He's gone. But I need to go from minute now to seconds. Remember, I said the hardest part is the units in these problems. The numbers, those are easy. I can just fill those in later. The hardest part is understanding the units. So minutes on bottom, so I'm not even writing in purple. Computer, what are you doing? Minute is on bottom, so to get rid of it, I need one on top, and then minute goes into seconds. And I see minute and minutes, so they're gone. And I see on top feet, it's the only one left. And on bottom, I see second, that's the only one left. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, we got our units. Now let's fill in our numbers. Let's go back to the first spot. Feet per mile. So there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Then I have hours and minutes. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And then I have minutes and seconds. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Now there's lots of numbers on top and on the bottom. So we're going to start this one thing at a time. When we work through these problems, we're going to work from left to right. And remember, anything on top is a multiplication, anything on bottom is a division. So I'm going to start with my 10 times my 5,280. And that one's a pretty simple one. I don't even need a calculator for it. You just add another 0 on it. So 52,800, because that was the spot here. Next, I need to approach the 60, and he's this first 60, the purple one, and he's a division. So I need to take that 52,800 and divide it by that first 60. Anything in a calculator? Oops, wrong button. And I get, it's kind of hard to see at these, but that's 880. If I pull it away, it just looks like a bunch of zeros, but it's actually 880. So that took care of the dividing of the purple one. But now I have another green. Now I have another 60. I know you're probably yelling at me, oh, Miss Kimmy, I ran out of space. I don't have more paper to write. You'll be fine. So I need to take that 880 divided by that last 60. I get 14.7, because if you go back and read the directions, you're supposed to say round to the nearest tenth. I didn't type that. Okay. So we get 14.7 feet per second. That's a second. Okay. Try that homework.